Hi, it's Mary. Welcome to the Paper Turtle. This is the final installment of our horse journal series. I'm going to do a flip through of the completed journal, but I'm going to do it very detailed because there's things in here that I've done off camera that I wanted to show you, just in case you're following along, or in case you're doing something else and you need some other ideas for embellishments in your journal. I just want to show them to you and kind of give you a brief idea of how I made them. So this baby kitty and I, hopefully just me, is going to do this flip through and show you what we ended up with. So here's the journal. If you haven't watched the previous videos in making this, go ahead back and watch them. It'll explain more to you how we got from this old book to this completed journal. I think it was a lot of fun making this, and I hope you had fun watching it if you haven't watched it, or if you were watching it. And yeah, if you haven't, go check it out. I think it was kind of fun. So here's the cover where I did the fringe on the cover and the label. I kind of like how that came out. I really do. And then we have our tassel, and we've got a button. It's a Polo Ralph Lauren button, but you know what? It's got a horse on it. And I just added a couple of other beads here and there to it, just to kind of give it a little bit of something interesting. And the closure is a rope, and I added some beads onto the end of the rope. And it's a very simple thing that's tied in onto eyelets, and somebody can remove it if they want, or they can shorten it if they want. They can take it off, whatever they want to do. On the inside, I just put this plain label. Sometimes I put a pocket on the inside, but this time, I don't know, I just opted for that. There's not a reason for most things. It's just what I do. This one, I had put this little boot on here, and I thought it was a little bit plain. So I had some fringe. I had just these little pieces of fringe that I got in a package from at a thrift store. It had a bunch of little applique type things and these little pieces of fringe in it. It was all like cowboy western themed stuff. So I wanted to use some of the fringe in here, but just wasn't quite sure where or how, and I only had little pieces. So I thought this was perfect. I like how this came out, and then I went looking for some bling or something to put on there, because just sticking it on there just didn't look quite right. And I found these stars in my stash. And I thought, well, that's perfect. I love when it all comes together like that. Over here, we have a fabric flip. And I just took different pieces of fabric and sewed them together at the top with this rickrack, and then glued them onto the page. So it's just this one. And this one, I added some lace to the bottom. And then this one. And the back page is a blank page where they can do journaling or put a photo or whatever. There are some pages that I did leave blank. It was hard. I'm going to tell you, I could not stop decorating this thing. Every time that I would flip through it, I'd find something else I wanted to do in it. And I probably overdid it, but it just flowed. It just came together. And I don't know, sometimes you just keep going with a journal, Here we just have a simple pocket and a tag that I made. Very Simple. I kept it simple for most things because that's just my style. I like simple. I mean, I like the very decorated things and the very mixed media type things too. But I can't do it. It's just, it's not my skill set, I guess. So mine comes out very plain and simple, and that's what I like. That's what I do. Here I just added some trim to the edge of the page. And I never know what to do with these, so I just leave them. I should hang something from it, huh? I don't think I have anything else that would go. I'll have to think about that. Maybe I'll add something to the edge of this or something. See, this is what I do. I start flipping through and I come up with other things. This one, I, again, wasn't sure what to do with this fold-out page. I didn't want to mess with the picture because it's got horses on it and it's, you know, barn stuff and everything. But I felt it needed something, but I don't know what. So I guess whoever ends up with this will do something with it. And just, again, some blank pages. This is just a journaling card. All of my journaling cards and tags are very simple. Pictures that I took from one of the books and put onto a piece of cardstock or a manila folder or whatever, and that's put a topper on it, and that's basically it. Very simple, but very effective. They're, you know, it goes with the theme of the book, and it's practical because you can write on it. Everything doesn't have to be over the top, you know. This was a page from the horse show book. This book here. A Junior Exhibitor's Diary. This is a very cute book. And it's got pages in it where you can write about your horse shows and put pictures of your horses and stuff. And I used a lot of the pages and pictures from that. And that's what this is from. And then I just added this die cut that I had. This is my absolute favorite element in this journal. I got this idea from a journal that somebody sent me in a swap. It was the very first journal of somebody else's that I've ever had. Well, it's the only one I've ever had. And I absolutely love it because there's so many new ideas and things in there. And it's so, I don't know, it's like refreshing to have something somebody else did. It's just very, very nice. So this is one of the things that she did in hers. So I did it very similar to what she did. This right here is the flap from the envelope that we put in. So the other half of the envelope is back here somewhere. Where is it? Here. Here's the other half of the envelope. So we sewed it in so that this was on one half and the flap was on the other half. And when I do that, I've never really known what to do with those flaps. So I'm pretty sure that I started this in one of the videos. I took these little envelopes and I attached the envelopes to the flap. Right here like this. And I made them into pockets. So in each pocket, I have a playing card that I received in Happy Mail. Thank you, Sonia, so much. They actually came at the perfect time because I was in the middle of decorating this. And I received your Happy Mail and I was like, oh my God, this is just perfect. So thank you. I appreciate this. I actually looked through my cards. I have a million, literally, playing cards. I looked through them. I could have sworn I had a horse card, and I could not find them. Maybe I didn't have one. So when I received these in the mail, I was just ecstatic. I was so happy. So anyway, so I decorated the cards. I put mulberry paper on so that somebody could write on them if they wanted to, and then just decorated them a little bit. I've got some stamps, and I believe one of these stamps, along with some others, also came from Sonia. and some trim, and some of this this rope trim. I just cut off the loops and put them on there. I love this stuff for this journal. This was so cool. So I just decorated those cards like that, and they just pop right into these envelopes. They're the perfect size envelopes. The tops stick out, and they're awesome. They're just perfect. Love them so much. And then in the front of those envelope pockets is another pocket, and I just put these little cards in there. These are pictures from an art book. That book had so many horse pictures in it. It was so cool. All I did was back these, and they fit right in here perfectly. And I love the way they look in there. Let me show you that art journal book. I have it right here. Not an art journal, an art book. It's heavy. Oh, gosh. Sorry, didn't mean to grunt on you. This is the book. It's Erin Ashley Fine Art Reproductions. And I've shown you this in a haul video, I'm sure. But this book is absolutely full of all kinds of images. See, this section had the horses in it, and I've cut a lot of them out. I used so many of them. But look at them all. It was a thing back in the day to, the rich people would commission an artist to do portraits of their prize-winning horses. And, sorry, I had books in the way back there. Oh gosh, that's horrible. So they would commission people to do portraits of their prize-winning horses, or just their favorite horses. And so if you go to an art gallery or something, you'll see a lot of art that centers around the horses that they use in fox hunting. That was a thing, and they liked their horses. So that art book was full of those kind of portraits. I just loved it. And then over here, this trim that I had, I thought it went well with a horse journal. I just made little belly bands. And these are pictures from the show horse journal that I took. And they just worked out perfectly. And again, I just backed them so that there's writing space on the back. Or someone can just leave them here to admire. They're really pretty pictures. Over here, we have a little side pocket. Another piece of art from the art book. And then over here, we have a note card. Again, from Sonia. Thank you so much. Like I said, perfect timing. She sent me several of these, and they're too wide to go this way in the book, but I really wanted to use them, or at least one of them. So I figured out how to get it in here and use it. So I just glued it on as a flip. Lots of journaling space, place for photos, whatever they want to put in there. But when I put it on, I did it so that it created this pocket right here. And I kind of like that it sticks out a little bit. The little bit of red picks up the red from this map paper, so that doesn't bother me at all. And this goes well with this map paper over here. And then I just added some rickrack. In the center of each signature, I did this with the strings. I just attached these heart punches, and you just punch out 2 for each string, and you just sandwich the string in between them. Sometimes I will leave these long so that they hang out at the bottom, and I will put beads or something on them. but I didn't this time because I had the tassel and I also had the tie that had beads on the end of it. So I thought that might have been bead overkill, so I didn't do it that way. So I chose this method instead. Here we have, well, first we have the lace on the side and a charm dangle. I don't know if I've shown you this charm before or not. This is a horse and buggy charm. Can you see it? I don't know if I'm showing it well, but one of my thrift stores had a whole bunch of bags of charms, and a lot of them weren't anything that I would probably use, so I passed them over, but there were a few really cute ones in there, and this was one of them. There was like 10 in a bag, so I have like 10 of these. I don't know what I'm going to do with them all, but it was perfect for this journal. The other one was a charm. I'll show you another one I put on here. But I don't have, no, that was from a piece of jewelry. Never mind. This came from the Pony book. Let me just remind you. The Pony Pictures book. I love, love, love this book. I should have used more pictures out of it, but I really didn't need any more. Some of them were too big. But I absolutely love this book, and I will be using more of those pictures in other journals. They don't have to be horse journals. They're just adorable pictures. So I made a pocket out of this one, and then in here I took another one of the pictures and I just made a journaling card, and it looks like a real photograph. It's so cool. I just love it. I love that book. Can you tell I love that book? Here's the other side of the envelope. The way this is positioned, it was kind of hard for me to get inside there. I should have put it like maybe earlier in the signature. I don't know if it would have made a difference. I don't know. But if you feel like you have that problem that you can't quite get into it, you can always cut it down a little bit. You know, your opening, you can cut this down. I'm not going to. I'm just going to leave it at this point, but you could do that if you needed to. I'm just putting these images in there just to give them more images and something to play with if they want. And just also something to put in the pocket. This is some ribbon that I have. I have it, so I wanted to use it. So I put it on here, and I really wish I had used it somewhere else also. I might still add it. This is what I do. I go through and I keep adding things. I got to stop. But yeah, it's just cute horse ribbon. I like it. The other half of the horse diary paper. Here's a stamp that I had. I found a couple of stamps that I had. One was this one. The other one's here somewhere. And, you know, I had all this stuff, so I wanted to use everything. This is a saying. I had this box of, it's kind of like a, wait, I'll show you. It's kind of cool, and I've had it forever. I bought it like years ago for my scrapbooks. I don't know if you can still get this anywhere or not, but it's Proverbs to Go. It was by K & Company. And it's in this little, like, Chinese takeout box. It's very cool. And they are like fortunes, like you get in a fortune cookie. Look at this whole box of them. Actually, I think I have added to this because I think somebody sent me some also. But they're all different kinds of little proverbs, little sayings. And they're on both sides. And they're just there's all different ones. All different ones. And like I said, I've had these for years. I bought this for scrapbooking, and I don't think I ever really used it too much for that. For whatever reason. I don't know. It says over 400 two-sided pieces. Oh my gosh, I'll never use all those. So I was going through those. I was picking some out to send to somebody in a swap, and I came across these horse ones. So of course I pulled them out. I had to use them. So I just made this kind of a little belly band thing. I had these little envelopes that I just thought were so cute. I should decorate it. I really should do that. Maybe I'll do that. Okay. I'll never finish this journal. And when I do, it's going to be humongous. No, I'm done. I'm finished. I'm done with it. Inside, I just put a couple of the horse stamps. And it just tucks right in there. Let's see what else. So over here, I used one of the paintings from the art book to make a pocket. Put this cute little note card in there. Thank you, Sonia. And this was a flip. I didn't do anything with that. My kitten is running around crazy. Here is the paper clip with the whatever this is on it. It's just little fabric pieces. And I just made this little journaling card. It's just a picture from the art book, backed with some cardstock. And over here is a picture from the pony book, pony picture book. I love that. Oh my gosh, it's just so adorable. And on the back of it is, I don't know if this was a song. I don't recall this song. It might be just a poem he wrote. I don't know, but it's by Gordon Lightfoot, called The Pony Man. And it just so happened that the way that I cut it, it ended up fitting perfectly on the back of the photo. So I just left it like that, and that's how what I'm putting in there. I like that. Let's see. Yes, I left a plain white page. You can do that. You don't have to decorate everything. They can do what they want with it. Sometimes plain white pages are good. All right, signature 2. We start off with a belly band on this side with a couple of small coloring pages. I like to put those in journals just because they're fun. And here is another one of the proverbs. I didn't stick anything in this one. I figure they'll figure it out. But I did make it so that they can stick something in there. I've kind of run out of things now. I have, you know, things still in the books, but it's just kind of more of the same. So here is the envelope that we put into this signature, and I put a piece of stationery. It's actually a page from a journal. And I just stamped. This is the other stamp that I found in my stash. It's a boot. And I stamped that on there. And just stuck it in there. Again, fold out page. I wasn't really sure what to do with it. I wanted to do something, but in the end, I ended up just leaving it. It's just a little cluster, a little decor. Wanted to put something on there. Never did do anything with the burlap. I was going to put a charm on it, but then I decided to put the charms on the edges so that they would hang off the edge. Because if I put a charm in here, it would just bulk it up, and I didn't want to do that. So I just left it, and You could collage on there or something, but it just adds interest, I think. So here's the other charm, and it's a boot, if you can see that. Very cute. I put that one on with a little lanyard clip because it was blue, and I like to add a little bit of color here and there. Here's the belly band that we did. You saw that with another pony picture with some dyed paper on the back. I love it. Here's our little fold down with pockets. So I put another one of the playing cards and just a little picture. I think this came actually from scrapbook paper. I'm not sure. Don't know really where that came from. And this just has a couple of little things. This, I think, is from Life. Maybe? Yeah. That's not how our Life game looked when I was young. That's the new Life game, I guess. And just a ticket. This center, I put stars on the ends. Here's another note card that I put in as a, just as a flip and a pocket. This was another piece of art, just backed onto manila folder. I put this on here because I wanted things to stick out the top. I like having things sticking out everywhere. I think that that's just fun and adds a little bit of interest to a journal. Just a little cluster that I made and put some journaling paper over the map paper. Some trim. As I was putting things, starting to clean up and put things away, I came across this bunch of trim that I had pulled out. Where is it? This stuff here. And I had only used, I think, one piece of it. So I thought, well, where else can I put it? So I went through and I added some trim. This is a little wooden horse. Again, I have this box of little wooden pieces that I've had forever, and I was pulling some out for a swap, and I noticed I had some horses in there. So there's this one, and the other one, I don't know if I mentioned it, was on here, right here. So that's kind of a cool little element. I forgot I had all those wooden pieces. Actually, I forgot that I had animals in those wooden pieces. So that was a fun find. And just some trim. Oh, and I was looking for something. It's funny what you find when you start looking for other things. I was looking for something, and I noticed that I had a packet of these 12-inch long border strips. Again, from scrapbooking. And I thought, well, I wonder if there's anything in there that I can use. And lo and behold, there was this with these horseshoes and these stars on it. Isn't that the cutest thing? So, of course, I had to use those. Anything I found, I felt like I had to use. That's why there's so much in here, because I couldn't stop. I had to keep going. Who knew I had so much horse stuff? You probably knew that. I didn't know it. I didn't realize how much I had. So this is from the book that we used. It was a Black Beauty book. And there were these nice little drawings in there. So I used a couple of them. I think that they're just really pretty. And then I took the name of the book so that I just like to honor the book, you know. And if I can use some of the inside in the journal that I use the book cover for, then I do. This is just from the art book. Another portrait of somebody's favorite horse. And I added some journal paper on the back of that one. Another page from the book. And this is from the Show Horse Diary. And it's got this on the back of it. So I just left that as it is. This is, here's a picture from the, I think this book was a drawing book that I got these pages from. Pretty sure it was a drawing book. Some kind of art book anyway. So this one happened to have horses on it. Over here I made a pocket. This is from the art book. This tag, I wanted to use this fabric. So I had an idea to sew a pocket on here, which it needs something in it, doesn't it? Oh, I'm going to have to make something. I don't think I have anything readily available to go in there. I do not. I'll have to make something just to stick in there because, you know, somebody may not know that that's a pocket, and I don't have anything pre-made. Yep, I'm gonna have to make something. I'll figure something out. See, I'm never done. So anyway, that goes in there. The other half of this envelope, and I just put another picture from the art book in here. This was a die cut that I had. Some of that trim. And I just love my library pocket. This came from a Drawing Horses book that I did use. Where is that book? Oh, this is that book. I didn't take a lot out of it. I took a few things, but I didn't really care for, you know, a lot of the stuff that was in there. It really is learning how to draw. But there were a few things in here that I did use. But love the library pocket that was in it. So I took the library pocket and the card, and I just stamped on the card just to give it some interest, and added this on the top. This was an applique that I added on there, and I love it. I just think it came out really cute. So here is our completed horse journal. I had a lot of fun making it, and I hope that you did too, or at least I hope you had fun crafting along with me, whatever you were doing, or just watching. I'm not sure what my next project is going to be. I've got a few things in mind. I haven't decided yet exactly what I'm going to do, but it might be the 70s journal. It might be the vintage ephemera journal. I don't know. We'll see. But right now I've got to clean off my desk, and I have a haul video to do, so be watching for that. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you next time. Bye-bye.